Okay.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
You look a little sweaty.
I am sweaty. It's hot here.
You want to clean up?
It's only 84, but it was 90 earlier.
No, it's 100 and something heat index. Go ahead. We're recording.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're going to talk about the pros and cons to the many ways that we've traveled, and right now we're going to talk about flying. Flying. I love flying, but as of recently, I don't because of the whole pandemic, I have to say. But I will still fly if it's like to beaches and it's like you get there quickly. So those are my pros to flying, and then the cons is this whole pandemic has made it.
I hate flying. I hate the airport. I hate all of it.
Yeah.
I hate waiting. I hate having someone else in charge of what time you leave, and the delays, the stress of doing it, the stress that you just feel with everybody else there, wondering if they're going to get places to put their bags, wondering if they're going to get on flight on time, and the whole thing. Can't stand it. I would much rather drive anywhere we go.
Okay, next, cars.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so this is my way to travel. Road trip. Car, however, but in the beginning, this is how we started, with our car. The advantage to that, you can go where you want, when you want, you're in charge. Stop if you want to stop, you see something interesting. And the best part about a road trip, you're not flying over the country. You're stopping, you're seeing the sights and sounds. That's the big advantage of a road trip. You get to talk to whoever you're traveling with, you get to spend time together. It is not as stressful as flying. Road tripping is the way to go.
True. All that is true. That's all pros. But there are some cons, as in limited space.
More than when you fly.
Very uncomfortable to sleep in. I'm always sleeping. He mainly drives most of the time, but I drive too. And then...
Yeah, so that's how we started road tripping. In the car, hotels, we did it for years.
VRBOs, yep. And it was easy to park around.
Absolutely, you can go where you want. You have your own car, you don't have to rent a vehicle.
Right.
It was much nicer.
Can't carry a lot, but couldn't carry a lot of food. So you had to stop and get your food and all that stuff. So, next, the RV. Not the greatest of lighting, okay? It's getting late. So this is the RV. The advantage of the RV, space. It's like a freaking living room.
It is a living room.
And it's, you get full kitchen, full refrigerator, air, heat, full queen size bed, 2 couches.
Full bed.
Yep, they both.
This is a full size bed. That's a couch, queen size bed. You can sleep a cot here. You can sleep 6 people in this thing. It is
huge.
Wonderful.
It's great. And
it's your house.
I have to say, pros, I could hang out here all day at the racetrack. It was perfect. I didn't have to leave, and the sound was good. And we drove to Key West, got right along the ocean. Drove to, where else we are?
We've been to Key West multiple times, been to Colorado.
Perfect.
Been out
the kids loved it. And it was, we didn't like we're on top of each other either when we had the kids with us. This is perfect. Huge.
But that's the con of it. It is huge. Driving this down the road, you know, you have to be very careful of where you go. You can't just pull into any gas station. You can't just pull down any road. You can't use your GPS like you would normally because it takes you down some roads that this won't go down.
Right.
So you have to be very careful. It has to go through truck stops normally to fill up with gas. You don't have a way around once you get to where you're going. You can't like pull this up and drive to the grocery store. So you have to tow a car with you or stay where you're at, and that's it. So there are some negatives to it. Also the expense. This is not cheap to drive. This thing gets 8 to 10 miles to the gallon. People say, oh, it's so cheap, take it where you want to go. You know, if you're going for a short amount of time, it's almost cheaper to fly compared to this if there's only 2 people going. Family, that's not true. But a couple people going, you can fly places as cheap as it is, or for the same amount of money as driving this.
Yeah. I am going to miss it, though.
It's nice.
It's nice. It is nice.
It's the way to be there.
It's
you know, once you get there and get set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's good.
Yep.
So, all right. Next, minivan. You go.
And last, the minivan. Now, as you know from the other video, I built this so I could travel around the 48 states. Again, road tripping. Road tripping at its best here because you can go where you want to go. You can go off the beaten path. You don't have to worry about where you park. It is stealth. I can park anywhere I want. No one has to know I'm in there. That was the best part about it. And great gas mileage. 28 miles to the gallon at times. You can take this thing across country. I took it and did a week in it in South Carolina. Spent a couple $100. It was just the way to travel. It's inexpensive, wonderful. So, but that's the con. It's tiny. It is not built for 2 people.
So the cons are, it wasn't expected that I would actually like it. So, yeah, the cons are a little squeezed tight on the space.
For 2 people, it really is. It's harder to be in it with 2 people. Now, 2 people can sleep in it, but you can't sit in it very well with 2 people. It's harder to make food when 2 people are in there. So it is more about when you get there, the outer space than the inner space. But it's also small enough, it's hard to carry, you know, lawn chairs and a table and things that you would need at a campground.
I mean, we could add a bunch of stuff, but we were trying to keep it as simple as possible. So, I mean, like, I carry a luggage and probably like 2 extra bags, and it's like, there's no place to put it. So that's kind of my deal. But he didn't make space for that.
And you can't stand up in it.
No, and you can't stand back. And the one thing, you can't, like, get up from the seat while driving and go back like the passenger can. And I wanted to bring our dog because our dog loves the RV. He's been on a couple trips with us on the RV. He loved it. So, but that's the con of the minivan.
It's just small, but that's the pro.
Right.
Pros and cons both. It's small compared to that, to the motorhome. It's huge. It's wonderful. That's a pro, but it's also a con.
Yep.
There's pluses and minuses to each way.
So,
traveling in the car, go anywhere you want, but again, now you have to go to a hotel.
Yes.
Expensive to go to a hotel every single night just for one night.
Right. So we're looking for that happy medium. You know, 3 bears in the Goldilocks. Too big, too small. We need it just right. See you later.